Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shay and this is my 33 and 34 week pregnancy update. So I thought I would change things up this week, and instead of doing my normal sit down video, I would just do a few videos throughout the 2 weeks. So I'm currently 32 weeks and 5 days pregnant. I'll be 33 on Saturday. So far this week, symptoms have been pretty good. A lot of muscle soreness, but it's primarily because there's a sweet lady that was dropping stuff out to me for like baby stuff that she was gifting us, and I had to go meet her at a certain time. I kind of like forgot about it until a bit too late. So then I was leaving the apartment and I was like, oh gosh, I need to get there. And so I kind of dashed out the door and was like running to her. And I know that she would not have asked me to do that. Like I was just on adrenaline. I was like, I need to get out there and get the stuff. I felt fine while I was running, but then when I got home, oh my word, I was so sore in like the belly kind of pelvic area, and I was just like, I should not be running. This was so painful. So yeah, I ended up spending like most of the day in bed yesterday because I was like hobbling around the place. I could not, like I could barely walk. I actually have an ultrasound today. So I have that this afternoon, and I'm going to be able to walk there because yesterday I would have been like, I don't know if I can get there. I'm in so much pain. So yeah, I actually feel good about going out there today. We're having some cuddle time. It's still my favorite thing in the world to cuddle with Prim and little baby Bump at the same time. Prim is all cuddled. My bed is covered in clothes as well. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so we're just having our cuddle time, and then we're going to go to the hospital soon. Update on our scan. It went really well. Praise God. Today's Saturday, so I'm 33 weeks officially today, and Prim's itching. And yeah, we had a great scan. The doctor was really nice. They did all of her kind of growth measurements and just checked on her. They said everything looks really healthy. She was head down, and they said she was measuring in the 58th percentile for weight. They said she weighs somewhere around 2 kgs, just over. So I guess like 4 pounds, 5 ounces maybe. And like I said, she was head down, and that was kind of nice to hear just because, just because I had been worried that she might not be able to get in head down position, but that worry has been laid to rest. So one of the ladies from church dropped out these cute little sleepers, and there's like a couple of pink ones, and then there's a white one. I don't know what the white one has on it. I think it has something on it, but I'm not sure. She also got us some newborn nappies, which will be useful. And we also got this one from our friend. It's got a little koala on it, and you can actually feel it, which is so nice. I love having ones that you can touch and tell the difference between different clothing items just by what they feel like. You can kind of see the pattern. This is also from our friend. This I think is Bepanthen is what it's called. Nappy cream. I don't know where you can see the label. I'll try to turn it off. Turn it on all the sides so you can see. But yeah, I've heard from a couple of people this is really good. So hopefully we won't have to use it much. But that's what I've heard. She also gave us bibs. Born in 2021. And it's got a cloud and a sun. And this is also something you can feel, so I can actually read the letters with my fingers, and I can feel the sun and the cloud. Really cute. And then our other friend, really good friend of ours, made us this beautiful blanket. She's very talented with, I don't know, is this crocheting or knitting? I think it's crocheting, but she's very good with this sort of thing. So yeah, we're so touched. It's really beautiful, lots of colors, which I adore. I'm a big fan of colors. And I can't wait to wrap her up, and then she's gonna look so sweet. Good morning, it's Sunday morning. I'm having my muesli and I am wrecked this this morning. We stayed up until 2 a.m. last night, not for any good reason. It was just like, I don't know, we were both on our computers, we were both kind of wired. I think I had tea with caffeine, and I never drink caffeine, so probably contributed. So I'm just gonna take Primmy out soon. My hubby is in the other room prepping for Zoom church. And I think last night was partially due to back pain. I was in a lot of just like lower back pain. And yeah, I was just kind of struggling with that. So I was staying up and having some ginger tea, trying to get some like anti-inflammatory things in my system so that it's less painful. And we've also been eating tons of sugar recently. We had been off sugar for a while and that we have been enjoying it for the last few days, so I think we probably need to stop with that so much because I think it's probably making the muscle pain worse. So those are two things I'm going to try to do today: drink some more ginger tea and eat less sugar. It's kind of funny when you're really tired as a parent to be, because you're kind of like, goodness, I'm tired now. What's this going to be like with a newborn? Like, I woke up this morning at 7 originally and had to get up, and I was just like in an absolute fog, like so tired. And I was like, oh my word, this is just going to be my existence when we have a little infant. And yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know how you get through it, but I guess it's just one of those things you know, you have a baby dependent on you and you just do what you gotta do. But yeah, it's a little worrying when you're like already wrecked and you're like, yeah, this is only going downhill. It's now Monday. Good morning. Prim just had her breakfast and I'm just trying to get my day organized. I have a lot of cleaning to do today. We had a bit of a lazy weekend. It was partially just very emotionally charged weekend. So my mom got flights to come out and visit us shortly after baby is born. And obviously very excited about this, but everything is up in the air because of COVID, and we knew that. But we thought it would work because originally the requirement was that people come and they basically quarantine in the destination of their choice. So she was just going to come and quarantine with us in our apartment and just get that quality time with me and baby and my hubby, and I was really, really looking forward to that. But they released new restrictions over the weekend saying people from the US, when they come here, have to quarantine in a hotel for 14 days and pay for it themselves, which obviously is not doable. She wasn't even going to be able to come that long. Like, she has work, and I don't really know anyone that could do that. I was just very disappointed and upset about that over the weekend, and just kind of struggling with that and trying to give it to the Lord and trying to say your will be done, but it's just difficult. It's a time that I really want to have my mom there. I haven't seen her in a really long time, and it's not time we're ever going to get back. Like, baby's never going to be that little again. I'm never going to be that new at momming again. And it's just a special time, and I feel like it's being robbed from us. We're hoping that they will make changes to the policy because my mom has gotten her vaccine, but they don't have allowances currently in the new restrictions for people who have been vaccinated. So we're just hoping and praying that changes happen there and, you know, she'll still be able to come out. But yeah, it's just hard. And, you know, a lot of people have been placed in situations like this over the last year. You know, you have expectations for the way things will go, and they're just not how they go. So anyway, it was just a very emotional weekend, but there were good things too. My hubby and I got some really, really good quality time, which was nice. We're trying to soak up as much as we can in the next, 6.5 weeks. I also worked some more on my registry. It's pretty much done, which is really exciting, and we're having my virtual shower in a couple of weeks, so really looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my chores and try to get some stuff done, and I will update you if anything else happens. It's Thursday. Hopefully I'm in the frame. I am just hanging out here at the apartment. I just got back from a walk in the woods with my friend in the amazing, beautiful sunshine. It is a gorgeous day. So I'm hoping to get out again today before the sun goes down, because it's like you really need to take advantage of it when it's here. I have a few things I need to get done, and my husband is out working with his dad on something, so I'm kind of like, I should really take advantage of having the apartment empty to get some hoovering done and just get some laundry done and stuff. So I'm going to get those things finished. I think I'm going to do my exercises and stretches. I think I've talked about my back pain before for sure. So I've been trying to do some kind of light ab exercises to help balance out my back a little bit, do some like pelvic tilts, some I don't know, just sort of light like stretches and things to help my back feel a little bit better. And I do think it helps. So yeah, I need to do that. And I'm also going to work on my registry. Yeah, I finished my registry and then my dad rang me and he was like, "You don't have any big items on this." And I was like, well, we already have like a lot of our big items because we got them off people. We're very obviously blessed to have that. But I was like, well, you know, there are a couple of other things that I could put on there. So I need to add those two little items. He was saying a bouncer is just so useful to have when your baby is small, and we do not have a bouncer. I just sort of felt like, I don't know, is it really necessary? You know, we don't have a lot of space, but I found several brands that are foldable and they just fold completely flat. And I was like, you know, this looks like something that would be useful, and it is pretty collapsible and like you can store it. So I'm going to add one of those. And then I think I'm also going to add a breast pump because I currently only have a manual one. And I'm thinking it would just be nice to have an electric one on hand just in case anything goes wrong, because my friend was saying she ended up needing a pump. She wasn't expecting it and then had to rent it from the hospital, and it was just very pricey. So if I can get one that's like not terribly pricey to begin with and just have it on hand, at least then if we need it, we have it. I don't know if you can really see her in this light, but Miss Prim is just happy out. The sun has been shining on her for a long while and she's just so pleased. She had her lovely walk in the woods and now she can just relax, huh? You're so happy there. I'm doing some errands. Good job. Working well. Great day. Good job. Sweet. Right. Anticipating the right turn, but really good job. Are you going to the cafe? See, this is helpful. Good girl. Not sure you could actually hear me in that clip, but I was out doing some errands and just thought I'd film a little bit of Prim working. And that reminded me to mention that earlier in the week I collected a few more items from my hospital bag and I'm like almost done packing, which is really exciting. It's just so good to have it done. So I had it mostly done for a while, but there were just a few little bits that I hadn't gotten yet, either because they weren't at the place where I was shopping at the time, or like I need to get some towels because that's something that they have on the list. But I don't really want to bring our like nice towels that we got for our wedding as like a wedding gift. So I want to either get some like cheap towels or maybe see if somebody has some old towels we could use, because we just don't really have any like old ratty towels. So those are a few more little things we need to add, but other than that we're pretty much done. So baby can come at any time, although hopefully not for another several weeks. There's also good news. It looks like they are going to announce changes to the hotel quarantine policy so that people who have been vaccinated can quarantine in their destination rather than having to stay in the hotel and pay all the fees and stay there for 14 days, etc., etc. So it's very encouraging. yeah, just continuing to pray that those changes will come through and we can hopefully have my mom out here for when baby comes, which I'm really excited about. Hey there, it's a few days later. I'm finally finishing out this vlog. I wanted to do it originally on the same day as my 34-week appointment, but it kind of just ended up being a very emotionally draining appointment. So the doctor was looking at our scan info from 2 weeks ago from our 32-week growth scan, and he was saying that he was concerned about her legs being kind of shorter than average. I mean, he didn't really say like, okay, so this is slightly concerning, and, you know, there's a slight chance that this may possibly be a sign of da 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 da. It was like, he was like, so this is a soft sign for Down syndrome. And we didn't really know what that meant. So we were just like, are you telling us she has Down syndrome because she has short legs? Like, what are you saying? Like, he just made it sound very, like, I don't know, conclusive, even though then we asked him a bunch of questions and he was like, okay, look, it's probably a 99% chance, like, she's fine. And, like, you know, her genes are normal. And then, like, 1% chance that potentially she could have Down syndrome. And this is a sign. It really came out of the blue for us. We were very shocked, particularly because at our first really in-depth scan, the anatomy scan that we had, the doctor had looked specifically at her heart and her brain and had said, like, these are what the things that we would expect to see if your child had Down syndrome, and we don't see those. So we were kind of like, oh, great, we're in the clear. But then the doctor was telling us this about her legs, and we were just like, what? Where is this coming from? So yeah, it was just really scary because, like, obviously you want your child to be as healthy as possible. I fully believe that people with Down syndrome live full and beautiful lives, and if she ends up having Down syndrome, then, like, it doesn't change anything about our love for her, or, like, you know, we're still gonna have high expectations for her. It was just scary because, like, I mean, yeah, you want your child to be healthy, you don't want them to have to face, like, crazy challenges like that. Like, obviously that would be, it would just mean a lot of things in terms of how she would live her life. So yeah, and also, I mean, Down syndrome also has, like, health things, physical health things attached to it as well that are less than ideal, to say the least. We prayed a ton on Tuesday night when we got home, and a bunch on Wednesday as well, and it's just been, like, pretty much a constant battle having to go back to the Lord and just give this to him. Yet again, it's just one of those situations where it's like, I'm not in control. I would like to be in control. I would like to just say, like, this is how my child is going to be. My child is going to be perfectly healthy, and she's going to have a really positive, beautiful life, and she's not going to face struggles. It's just not the reality. Like, we live in a fallen world. She is going to face struggles. I don't know what those struggles are going to be, but, like, if a genetic condition like Down syndrome is something that's in God's plan for her life, like, there is nothing I can do about that. It's just really hard to accept that. We're going to see the doctor again next week, and we're going to see the same doctor that we saw for the anatomy scan, so I'm looking forward to talking to her because I think she might have some better insight for us, and she was really, really good for answering questions last time. So yeah, I just think she'll explain things in a way that maybe makes more sense to us. They offered us a blood test to help us determine whether there are any genetic abnormalities. So we're considering doing that just so that we can be prepared, really, because Down syndrome can have some implications, like, health-wise, and I don't know anything about raising a baby with Down syndrome, so I'm kind of like, okay, well, I would want to go in prepared and know by delivery day. So yes, we may get that blood test next week. And then probably we get the results, I suppose, later on. So that's that anyway. I kind of flip-flop back and forth between feeling really optimistic that she doesn't have Down syndrome and she's probably fine, and then, you know, other times where it's like, but there's still a chance and she might have it. And the thing that really ended up comforting me, like, particularly Tuesday night when I just, like, couldn't stop thinking about it, was just realizing like, no one's taking away our baby girl. We're still having our baby girl no matter what. And that was just so encouraging to me, because I was like, okay, like she's still ours. It doesn't change the fact that she's ours, and she's going to be beautiful, and she is going to be loved and cherished and like fussed over, and she's still gonna wear all of her cute adorable clothes, and she's still gonna be a joy in our life. So yeah, that was really comforting. It was like, she's a gift from God no matter what, and Down syndrome diagnosis doesn't change the fact that she's ours. So yeah, that really helped. The other thing is another update on my mom's trip. So this obviously has not been a smooth process. She got an email saying United have cancelled her flights and they're going to be refunding her the money. So I'm very frustrated and very upset, because it's like, we got flights at a pretty good price, particularly for the time that we bought them. And now we're going to have to go search for more flights and just see if we can find anything else that's affordable. I just don't know if we're going to be able to find affordable flights again, but we're going to try. And again, these are all in God's hands. All of these things are in God's hands. And I'm so grateful that I can say that. The reality is, we don't know what's going to happen with these things. We don't know if my mom's going to be able to come out and be with us when I have a newborn baby. We don't know whether our baby is going to have, you know, some health concerns that we'll have to deal with. Like, we don't know the answers to these questions, and that's really hard. But it is so good to know that our God is in control, that he knows all of the things that are going to happen. He's not surprised by any of these things, and we can trust him. He's good. He works all things together for his glory and for the good of those who love him. And that's a promise, and we can really rely on that reality. It is a daily struggle. Like, I'm not saying it makes it easy, but I was reflecting on a sermon that I listened to by Alistair Begg, and he was just talking about the fact that after Jesus rose from the dead, even though his friends had pretty much abandoned him and denied him and thought that he was going to be in the ground forever, they didn't believe that he was going to be resurrected. Even with all of those things, the first thing that he greeted them with was shalom, peace. He also says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. In the world you will have trouble, but I have overcome the world." And like, those things are just so comforting when you realize, like, there is trouble in the world, and my little baby is going to see trouble, and I've seen trouble, my husband's seen trouble, and we all do. But Jesus offers us peace, and he offers us comfort in these troubling times, knowing that A, everything is in his hands, and he loves us, and he's going to be with us through everything. And B, this life is not all we have. There is eternity after death, and that is because of what Christ did. So those are my thoughts for the day. I'm going to end this video with the blind parenting tip of the week. The tip for this week is all focused on laundry. This is a little dress and cardigan combo that we got from a friend, very sweet friend of ours. And it's a little purple flowery dress. It's got a bow on it. It's very cute. And then on this side, there's a little cardigan. So one thing that I've done is I've left it on this hanger because it's got kind of two little places where you can hang the cardigan and then the dress on the other side. And it's just really handy because it keeps them together. So I'm never going to be wondering, like, oh, is this the cardigan that matches with this dress, or is this the cardigan that matches with something else? So one thing you can do is leave it on those little hangers like that and just use them for that purpose. The other thing you can do is when you put them in the laundry, you can actually pin them together with a safety pin, just so that they stay together and you keep them matched all the time, and then you don't have to worry about, is my child in matching clothes? That's one thing. Another option is using these net bags. This is currently full of breast pads and baby washcloths that I'm pre-washing. But these net bags are great, and they're great not only for keeping little things from getting kind of stuck in the washer and protecting more delicate things, but they're also great for just keeping things together. So if you want to make sure all of your baby socks stay in one place, throw them all in a net bag like this, draw the string shut, and they'll all stay together, which is really nice. My third tip is just on stains, and that, oh goodness, I could go on for a long time about stains because it's just a tough thing as a blind person sometimes to deal with your stains. But my main tip is to spot treat things as soon as things happen. So if your child spills something on them and you know it's going to stain, whip out one of those little stain remover pens and just do it right there and then, or toss it into cold water right there and then. Don't wait, because you will forget and you will miss things that way. And I've heard from older blind parents who have older children that, or more experienced, I should say, they're not necessarily older, but more experienced blind parents with older children have told me that it's really helpful once your child starts getting older, if they have sight, they will start telling you, Mommy, I spilled blank on X, and they show you where, and then they can help you get the stain out, which is great. So yeah, my main point on that though is just do it right away, don't wait, and then it'll wash out. So that's our vlog for this week. Thanks for joining. It was a bit longer, but like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will chat to you soon.